A great Monday evening. It is a beautiful night in the city of Brownsville. I think. I think it's a beautiful night. I've actually been stuck at the office all day, so I actually haven't had a chance to go see how the evening is. And the reason is I can't see out my door or my window anymore because I got this huge big sign that stops me from looking at what's going on outside. But it's a beautiful sign. And thank you to everyone that stopped by today and has been stopping by during this week. Yeah, no, it's a beautiful sign, and I'm going to guess it's a beautiful evening out there. Hey, Lagunas, hello. Buenas noches, Don Lupe. ¿Cómo estamos? Kim, good evening. Buenas noches, Blanca y Lee. How are you doing today, Frankie?
Good evening, Erasmo. Hello, world. I'm doing pretty good. Busy as usual, busy Monday. Today, Erasmo, this morning, Zoom was down. Usually during the day, for work, I said it once, for work, we use Zoom. And for whatever reason, it was down. And at first I thought it was my system, my desktop at work. So then I go on the web and, it was a worldwide issue. So, these are the constant things that we're going to be dealing with distant learning. So usually the way it goes is, the technicians will try and fix it as soon as possible. And luckily they did. But again, this is something that many people will be experiencing for the time being. Before I go any further, Erasmo, I want to wish our friend Phoenix a happy start of a new school year. He will be starting the 4th grade at Paredes Elementary. So go Sharks. And Phoenix, if you're listening, brother, hope you have a great day tomorrow. We wish you nothing but the best and much success, my friend. Hopefully we'll see each other very soon, my man. Hey, Zach, how's it going? So Zoom was down at Erasmo in the morning. I kind of freaked out, and some students, either college or at other districts throughout Texas, throughout the U.S., they started today, and the system crashed for Zoom. So this is something, that's going to be happening more and more often. I was out today. Thank you for everybody who has been patient with me. I'm slowly running out of merchandise, but we will get some very soon. I know Erasmo has been telling me that, hey, man, it's flying. But you know what, Erasmo? That is awesome, man, because it just shows that our community wants to be part of an amazing movement. And it's the community's movement of wanting change, of wanting to see people in office that would bring the message the way we're doing now, and having the opportunity to have an open dialogue and discussion and ask questions in regards to the different issues that are going on within our city, within our school district. So I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate you, Erasmo, for everything that you guys do for our community. So I thank you guys so much. Today was a little busy, but all in all, it was a great day, Erasmo.
Dark Shadow and Little Tex, it's bedtime, bros. Have a great one. Let Nini watch some show, please. Good night, Dark Shadow. Good evening, guys. Thank you for the face mask, Frankie. Good job. Olga, hermosa. We need someone to donate each time Frankie says, I think we'd be without any campaign worries whatsoever. Good evening, hermosa. ¿Cómo estamos? Hey, Adriana's child. Guys, the numbers are in for the city of Brownsville. We do have 300 positives for Brownsville, and we have, according to Cameron County, 2 deaths. And again, a lot of individuals are a little bit confused. Tommy! A lot of people are a little bit confused in regards to the numbers. Guys, one of the things that you have to take into account is that we started testing again. Look at Christ the King Church had massive lines out there. They were offering free testing. Now, did they report these positives to Cameron County? I'm not completely sure, because remember, if we do the PRC test, the PRC does take 3 or 4 days, and the testing that would happen at Christ the King Church was actually done this weekend. Now, the other thing that they could have done is the blood test. I'm not exactly sure which one they did. If they did the blood test, then the results came back in 15 minutes. If that's the case, that's only the antibody test. But if they did the PRC, then well, we won't know those numbers until another 2 4 days. And again, the less testing that we do, the low number, now low numbers that we're going to have, which is something that we've been seeing these past couple of days. I mean, we've saw like 69, 60, and people going like, oh, you see, everything's going getting better. And no, one of the things that really concerns me is that there are, I think like 60 children on that list. Some 60 children out there, not I think 69. Can't remember the number of the total amount of children, but it's not a good number, folks. It's not a good number. It's too large of a number, and that's just for the city of Brownsville. So again, it's not a good thing. It's not going to be a good thing for anyone. And we have with us Joe Valdez. Joe, how you doing?
Good. How you doing, Erasmo?
You looking good, bro.
Feeling a lot better, man. Thank you.
I heard that you had a little bitty setback during your recovery.
I did actually. I had about a 3-day setback. I was in a lot of pain. My legs were in a lot of pain, and I had to miss a couple of days of therapy as a result. But fortunately, we got past it, and we're back in the groove of things, man.
So let me ask, all in all, how has your recovery been? Would you say you're back at maybe like 75%, 50%? I mean, how much more of a recovery are you going to have, bro?
So this is all guesstimation.
Yeah.
I guess at the worst I ever was, I would say that about 90% of my body was paralyzed.
Yeah.
And right now, the only thing that I still have that needs to be worked on is I still can't feel my feet. I can't feel my hands, and my face is still partially paralyzed. The good thing, though, is I can feel my legs, I can feel my arms, and everything in my abdomen and chest is gone. I can actually feel it now. So it's made a huge difference in my recovery. Like, I'm able to do a lot more things. However, my legs, even though I can feel them, they're still very, very weak. And that's what they tell me takes very long to work at. So I wouldn't know what percentage to tell you it is that I'm at. All I know is that I do feel like we've done a lot of positive progression in the right direction, with the exception of the setback that I just had this past week. But it's just that this is a painful recovery. And I was told by the neurologist that Guillain-Barré is a very painful recovery and very long term. So yes, it's one of those things where I was already mentally prepared. I just didn't realize it was going to be that painful, like all at once.
Well, I mean, you do look a whole lot better. I remember me speaking with you when you were in ICU, and let me tell you, it scared the crud out of me.
Yeah, I saw that picture that you sent me, man. Yeah, and trust me, when I see that picture, that's how I felt. So I feel a whole lot better, man. I mean, praise God, and we'll see what we've got in store, but we're moving forward. We're excited about the progress.
Yeah, you looked horrible. I mean, you usually look horrible, but
Well, thank you.
But in that picture, you look like extra horrible. No, man, I'm so happy, and again, I thank God every day that that you're doing better and that you're getting better. Because we as a community, we need community members like you, and I know for a fact that my students out at Porter, they need you, and we do start classes tomorrow. Are you excited about starting classes?
I'm very excited. I have very mixed emotions, and one of the things I'd like to thank God, Erasmo, and I'd like to thank the community and your viewers, because every day I continue to get, messages, texts. I get a lot of, I get a lot of messages from the community, friends, family, who continue to pray for me, and I want to thank you all for that, and I want to ask you all not to stop, continue. It's working. I mean, there's power in prayer, and I think that, I was told that this was a 6 months to a year recovery, and I have every intention to be ready for soccer season. So that's if that's going to happen. So I'm very excited. I got really excited about school starting, and mostly because that we're not going in person, because that's what I was worried about. But I started this weekend setting up my classes, and man, it was really refreshing to see that as soon as I prepared my classes, man, I started getting students like registering to the Google classes. So I was really excited about that. I've been communicating back and forth with parents and students. So all of a sudden, I got some new life, man. I'm really excited about starting this school year.
Hey, Joe, what are your expectations for tomorrow? Have you heard from your students? Have you reached out to the parents? What are your expectations for
total chaos? I'm expecting total chaos for tomorrow, but
Yes.
that's part of what's gonna make it fun, man. I mean, I'm looking forward to it, man. It happens every year. There's all kinds of moving parts, but tomorrow is gonna be a little different, as you know. We're going through uncharted waters here, so it's one of those things. But I think that I was able to communicate enough with my students that I think I'm gonna have a little bit smoother start. But I'm prepared for the chaos that it's going to be, and it's okay. We'll get it worked out one way or another. And it looks like the students are anxious to start also. So I think that they're looking forward to it.
Yeah, they're wanting to return. And let me tell you, I had the opportunity to go by Porter today, and pass by Porter. I was actually on my scooter, and you could sense the people in the car. They were very, very excited to be getting some of their material. Now, something that Joe said is very, very true, and something that Reload says is very true, guys. Yes, everyone out there, expect chaos tomorrow, and let me tell y'all something. Expect chaos the next couple of days.
Yeah.
And it's going to happen. And now we're at that point. Again, we get rehash and say, well, this stupid board and the superintendent, and we'd be right, because it is their fault. It is their fault 100% that we are where we are right now. With that said, expect chaos these next 3-4 days, but we'll get through it. We have amazing personnel out there. We have amazing teachers, amazing principals, amazing counselors, amazing staff in all departments, and they are going to make this district shine. No matter what storm may come their way because of this chaos. Again, at this point in time, we look forward to it, and so I want to ask all my parents and all my students out there something that I've been asking for the past week. Please don't take it out on my teachers. Please don't take it out on my staff. Please don't take it out on my principals. Please be nice to them. Again, they are doing the best job they can. They were placed in the situation. It is not their fault. Please be patient. Please. And please don't send me tomorrow. This, that. I want you to find the solution to the issue. I mean, unless it's something major. If it's something major, I will help out. But guys, if the teacher's internet went down or whatever, be patient.
And
Be patient.
sorry to interrupt you, but we do have rain forecasted. So I've been telling parents and students, hey, be prepared to be cut off, not be able to log on because of rain, bad weather. So I kind of prepared, and I've been having like other avenues of communication through Remind and other acceptable forms of communication that we have that we can use with the parents and students. But I try to set instructions, set them up. I don't want them to be stressing out. So I told them, if power goes out, don't stress out. Here's your instructions. You'll be able to get back in there. Just because it's something that we need to plan for. I think we're going to get some bad weather, and everyone, including myself, because as you know, Erasmo, I live out here in the rancho, and sometimes I barely get enough internet. So I'm telling them, whether it's my internet that goes out or yours, just be calm. Don't stress out about it, and it'll get better.
Speaking of internet, guys, BISD released the 20 locations of the Wi-Fi hotspots in which the buses will be stationed throughout the city of Brownsville. You know, looking at the locations, it doesn't seem that it will encompass the whole area, of course, but we do understand that the students were issued hotspots. What's your stance in regards to that? Do you feel like if the buses sooner or later are going to be constantly moving to try and provide the best coverage possible, do you think we will have more buses, more than the 20, be added slowly to encompass more areas? Have you guys thought about this?
Was that for me, Frankie, or for Erasmo?
That was a general question.
Uh,
Okay.
I'll give my take on the buses. Having Wi-Fi in the buses should have been done years ago. One of the things that we know for a fact that the buses should have been equipped with Wi-Fi at least three years ago, maybe 2 years ago. I don't want to exaggerate the point. Now, having the buses at different locations is an added plus. It's not enough, guys. It's not enough. Something that the city should have done, and I know for a fact because the city should have set up towers, should have set up broadband, something that like what McAllen did for the city of McAllen. And the reason I say this is because we brought it to their attention 2 years ago. About 2 years ago, we brought it to their attention and said, guys, we need to unite and make us Brownsville a smart city. So as much as flip-flopping Philip wants to take credit for something that Alma Rubio did, because that's what he wants to do, I was the one that initiated the smart city, initiative for the city of Brownsville. Guys, it's just for too long they have failed to provide the necessary resources in order to help our community as a whole. Now, it's like they're reacting to the situation. Again, no one expected COVID-19. No one expected coronavirus. That's fine. But they should have been prepared for something. We were prepared for nothing. The city of Brownsville should have been a smart city at least 2 years ago. 2 years ago. But again, I mean, it's something. So I won't complain about the buses being at the different schools. It's something. It should have been a lot more.
Well, I think this should put our city, on notice. At the county courthouse, they started putting Wi-Fi throughout the buildings, which I think nowadays, this is essential. Having internet, having Wi-Fi. So again, we anticipate, and this, I guess, my opinion, that 4 weeks ain't going to be enough. We see the numbers, and I think that we'll be starting to get more numbers as we have more testing again. So the September 28th, I hope, is extended further, which is going to force our city to have to put more, more broadbands, more Wi-Fi accessibility in the city, because the 20 buses is not going to encompass, a vast area for our 50 plus schools that we have. But again, this is a start. Hopefully this will transition into something that, we could have like McAllen, but, only time will tell, I guess.
Well, one of the things that the district neglected is we have an at-risk list. We know exactly how many of our students are at risk. Now, there's a lot of other things that we haven't, taken into account. Look, guys, just being completely honest, we have a lot of students that come over from Mexico to study here in the United States. I mean, how many students from Mexico are we going to lose? I mean, how many? Are American citizen students going to be able to come to Brownsville to come pick up their material and then go back and take it back into Mexico? Will it even work in Mexico? I mean, especially with the hotspots. I'm not sure. I'm not an expert on hotspots, so I honestly don't know. And a lot of our the people in Mexico, they don't have internet. Si aquí in la ciudad de Brownsville, we have a large percentage of homes that have no Wi-Fi or putos calientes. We don't. Hence our at-risk students. Now take into account that we have a lot of students from Mexico. Mexico has has basically stated that they're not ready for online learning, so they've decided to use their television stations, which is an amazing idea because most households, if not all households in Mexico, have a TV. They have a TV. Don't have Wi-Fi, maybe, but may have most surely do have TV. So again, it's just trying to find solutions. My issue is why haven't we been proactive and in regards to all these measures? And right now, look, there's a special meeting being called this week where they're going to vote on extra monies coming in. And guys, I've never seen a board have as many special meetings as we've had now. Special meeting, this meeting, that meeting, this meeting. It seems like they're having a meeting every other day. And again, that's great for them, especially now that they're trying to, some of them seek election, but some of the measures that they've placed out there are kind of concerning. Joe, one of the things that we shared with individuals was a change in the policy. I don't know if you saw the show this past weekend, but they changed the policy where before all employees were protected. All employees' jobs were protected if they fell prey to coronavirus or some other catastrophic disease or illness. Their job would have been protected. They changed that, Joe. They changed that so as now only certified staff would be protected. What's your take on that?
Well, first of all, I did not get an opportunity to watch all of the shows this weekend because, like I told you, I was dealing with some health issues. But certified, you mean so teachers are the only ones that are covered? Is that what you're saying?
The those that have an educational certificate, the superintendent and teachers.
Okay, and I'm sorry. What exactly is it are you talking about insurance in general, like all medical insurance?
Yeah, we have a measure, a local policy in play with BISD that protects the job of individuals who have fallen prey to any catastrophic illness or disease.
Okay. Yes.
So the way that it read before, it made mention all employees. Now it only mentions education certified individuals.
Wow. Well, that's not a good thing. But is that something that, not that it's a good enough, I don't think it's an excuse, but did that relieve the district of any cost or anything? Or what was the reasoning behind that?
No, it was at no cost.
Wow.
It wouldn't have cost the district anything.
It pretty much just stated that the classified employees, they only qualified for FMLA, which is 12 weeks. And if the employee can't return to work, that they would be subject to termination, where before, they would have 180 days, additional days to return to work. So this is kind of, upsetting because they're taking away that security from these individuals. Right now, we don't know how long this COVID situation is going to last, Joe. So for the board, for leadership to do this during a time of uncertainty is very concerning and it's very upsetting, especially whenever there is no cost to the district. Plus, and the thing, Joe, that they didn't let them know with adequate time. They pretty much just send out a waiver, not really explained it, have them signed it, and then we have classified employees stating, well, I really wasn't sure what I signed. Is there any possible way that I can, undo what I did? That was the big concern from these individuals, that they weren't given proper notice. They weren't advised of these minor changes according to them. You would think that big changes, drastic changes like this would have been explained thoroughly and said, you know what, we're not going to be providing this to you anymore. It'd be best for you to look elsewhere within a certain amount of time so you could protect yourselves. I think that is a concern from our classified employees.
Yeah, I wouldn't even think that that's something that could be done like that. I can tell you, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I got my employee handbook form and signed it, I don't know, a few days ago. And I normally scan through it to see if there's anything that sticks out. But to be honest with you, since I have a little difficulty reading right now, I literally grabbed the form, signed it, and 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 submitted it. So I didn't even realize that. But isn't that something that would normally be addressed by the board? Like, isn't that something that the
It was.
board would normally? I mean, or at least they should be given. I know we have administration in place to oversee that, and that should be presented to the board for
It was.
approval. I mean, is this something that was approved by our board?
Yes, it was. It was presented to the board. The board received backup for it. Uh, the HR director, Carmelita Rodriguez, basically said, "Well, nothing major," and Drew stated that she had gone over the changes, and she thought they were a okay. And Minerva Peña went over the changes, and she thought that they were a okay, and nothing much there. Un shout out, Daniel Murillo, bendiciones, papá. So what happens, Joe, is that what happens with the matter is that a lot of classified employees, they had no knowledge that had been added on there. It was something that was done apparently by the HR director and presented to the board. And we shared a clip in regards to the video. We'll share it later on this week. I don't have it up right now. I tried to see if I could pull it up fast, and I could not. But again, they voted on it, and they approved it 100%. One of the things that Minerva Peña, was because some bus drivers were out there calling her. One of the things that Minerva Peña said, well, no, Erasmo's wrong. Erasmo's wrong. That was added in a different paragraph later on. No, it wasn't. So to all those bus drivers out there who are still believing in Minerva Peña, you're dumb, 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 dumb. Minerva Peña is an idiot. An idiot. And yes, you morons, she screwed you over again. She screwed you over again. And the only reason she screwed you over was because she doesn't ever read anything that is presented to her. Never. That's what they're there for, to make sure that anything and everything that they vote on, they have complete knowledge on. So now they're going to have to go back and fix it. Fix it. Because now the board is upset, because now they want to seek a re-election, and little Eddie wants to finally get elected to something and not be given everything on a silver platter. So now they're probably going to go back and fix it. But guys, what concerns me is, what if we hadn't mentioned it? What if I hadn't gone the video? What would have happened?
Nothing.
Well, easy. You would have lost your job. You would have lost your job. And you know what? They don't care. They don't care.
And you're right, Erasmo. As a school board member, it is their job to thoroughly review the information such as this, because it impacts classified employees drastically. And this is just another important way for us to know, guys, that this November it's going to be very, very important, because if these individuals do this now, what's going to happen once they get into power again? They don't care. They don't take the time to ask those questions to see how it's going to affect our classified employees. They just ask, I reviewed it. It's fine. Move on, carry on. They use the language of minor changes, which in reality, it's totally the opposite. It's drastic changes. So again, it's very important for us to make sure to go out and vote this election.
Okay, guys, and just to make this very, very clear, legal cannot be changed. Hence, it's legal. Local is what can be changed. It can be modified. So again, they tried to slip a fast one in on all classified employees out there. It was a big change. They need to explain it to everyone that is being affected. 100%. 100%. Oh my God, Lord, please protect us all. Can and will our new board reverse the change in policy regarding our hardworking classified? Let me tell you, any board that would not change it are heartless. are heartless because no one should ever look. They're sending our people back onto the campus. Our people are coming out positive. They're sending people back to the palace. Our people are coming out positive. That's simple, folks. So whose fault is it? It's this board's fault. It's this board's fault. It's that simple. Maybe she just doesn't know how to read. Well, she always piggybacks on everyone. Everyone. Minerva's going to win again. No one knows who the opponent is, and very few signs around. Well, then David, help out. Help out the opponent. And this is the issue, guys. Everyone pinpoints the problem. Oh, Minerva's a problem, and everyone knows that Minerva's an idiot. And all we come out here and say is, oh, well, she's a problem. She's horrible. And she's going to win again. Well, do something about it, man. Do something about it. Go out there and get to know the other candidates and help them out. It's not easy running a race. It isn't. And let me tell you, everyone and their mother is out there throwing crap and a half your way. It doesn't help. It doesn't help. I had a conversation today with a friend who's saying, well, and that's what your opponent is out there saying that you're just being negative. You're just being negative. And I said, no, it's not being negative. It's being in tune with my community. And my community is pissed. Pissed. Very pissed. And I am pissed. Good evening, Erasmo. I love your shirt and bow tie. Thank you. We all need to smile and see the positive side from everything that goes on. No, we need to call out the negative, Papa. Trust me. I didn't have a chance to pass for my cookies. Please come by tomorrow, Robert. Actually, I'm almost running out of cookies, but guess what? I'm getting more. I still have some, so come by. I have more cookies coming in on Wednesday because this is a cookie revolution. Did you know we're having a cookie revolution, Joe?
You're having a cookie revolution?
Yes.
Does that mean you're not eating your own cookies anymore?
No, yes, I am. Too much so. I've been getting friend requests from other candidates, but I'm with you guys. Yeah, and little Eddie is going out there friending my friends. Sorry that's happening, guys. He just doesn't understand how social media works. Pobrecito, taponcito. Saludos a los tres amigos. Thank you, Rocco. Rivera teachers want my son to send him a picture of my voting card. No, do not do that. And please let me know who your son's teacher is. Please.
Wow.
Crazy.
Please let me know, Kinina. I will deal with it personally.
Wow.
Why worry about the change? Ahí viene un asteroid. It actually is coming. Ya nomás eso faltaba. Do board members really know what the ins and outs of the various departments of BIZ, or do they take the word of upper administration? These board members, they don't care. They don't care to know. They don't care to learn. They are so disassociated from the community as a whole. They just don't care. Erasmo, who has been there as an opponent? Marisa Leal and Coach Joe Rodriguez. Both of them are running in place 6. Place 6.
Hey, Erasmo, have any of them candidates made it onto your show?
Marisa has been here once. Miss Argelia Miller was on last night. Of course, Carlos Elizondo is here any chance he gets. Very busy man.
On the 6th, position 6.
Marisa Leal has been on here once. Minerva Peña has an open invitation, guys. I mean, I'll even bring her on. I'd love to bring her on. But anyway, and Coach Joe Rodriguez has actually accepted. He will be coming sometime soon. So it gives us the opportunity to ask a lot of questions. Erasmo for president. Love you, Daniel. Thank you. You're right. Good evening, gentlemen. It's cooking time. And the Censeto. And the Census. Yes, the census also. 2020census.gov. Follow-up question. Can can and will our new board reevaluate the superintendent's performance and adjust his salary, employment status accordingly? Let me say this: can't make a lot of promises, but one of the things that is a permanent, ongoing board agenda item is superintendent evaluation. So let me tell you, there will be an evaluation done on the superintendent that same night that I get sworn in. We'll evaluate the situation. And I'm sure that the new board coming in is going to want to do the same. I can't speak for them, but I'm sure that's going to be something that they would find very, very interesting to find on a board agenda as a sitting item. The other thing that should be a sitting item but will be discussed is also the other individuals that we have access to, which the board has a job of hiring superintendents and hiring board attorneys. So those are the ones that we know we have to really really consider that same night.
I
That's
would,
my take.
I would want to sit down, evaluate, and have some goals, see what could be obtained. And again, I feel very strongly because I feel that this individual put our students and staff in harm's way. It is apparent that this current board gave him an extension, gave him 1 year of protection from this new
Yes.
board that will be coming in, which is a loss for our community. So I would want to sit down with legal, see what options we have. But ultimately, I want to set goals for our superintendent to meet. If he does, then we'll see. But again, I want to sit down, set goals, and see where we're at once we get there.
Thank you. One of the things that we want to we want to bring to fruition, bring back place on the front burner of things is a lot of the promises that were made by previous boards that were not kept. It's always important. It's always important to not necessarily make promises to people while you're running, but if promises have been made to our community, we need to guarantee that we have the authority to bring a lot of these items back. One of the items that that the previous boards had voted on and approved and had actually raised our taxes on was the Performing Arts Center. And I think it's important for us to reevaluate the situation because a lot of money was already spent on the Performing Arts Center. Joe, have you ever heard of the Performing Arts Center for the city of Brownsville? For BSD?
I mean, I know that I paid taxes for a performing arts center that was supposed to be built.
We need to guarantee that we have the. Sorry?
I don't know. That wasn't me.
All right. So, yeah, we did pay taxes. The taxes were increased. And again, we need to make sure where we're at. And let me share with y'all. This is the plans. These were the plans for our Performing Arts Center here in the city of Brownsville. BISD, leaving a legacy, the proposed Performing Arts Center. Now, something that Joe mentioned, this Performing Arts Center, guys, our taxes were increased for it, Joe. You know that.
Yes.
They were increased. So it has to come to the point where, we start fulfilling a lot of the promises that were made, especially when our tax dollars were used for them. Fine arts defined. Fine arts is any art of the arts forms that include drawing, painting, sculpture, and ceramics, or occasionally architecture, literature, music, drama, art, dancing. Performing arts are art forms in which artists use their body, voice, or objects to convey artistic expression. Now, this is what was presented back in 2014, 2015, if I'm not mistaken. What was voted on? Visual arts definition, the arts created primarily for visual perception as drawings. Need assessment. Back then, our population was 48,000 students. Of those 48,000 students, 86% of our students were involved in fine arts, Joe. Involved in fine arts. Existing facilities at Hannah we can only see 356. Lopez 699. It's an amazing actually theater out there, Lopez. Pace 226, Porter 220, Rivera 176, más chiquito todavía. Veterans 525. 11 middle schools have absolutely
No
none.
theater.
Now, this is reflecting what was the fact back in 2014. Donna has one, Ed Couch Elsa, Harlingen, La Jolla, Roma, United, Westlaco. All these are ranchos. All these are ranchos. Well, now we know that San Benito is getting one. They've already broken ground.
Yep.
And we also know that Los Fresnos is getting theirs.
Harlingen?
Well, Harlingen is on the list. And Brownsville?
Nah.
Nothing. And we are the largest district south of San Antonio. And we are giving our children nothing. School district sites visited. We had a team, we had individuals that visited several performing arts centers to get a field as to what we needed here for the city of Brownsville. It's the right thing to do. More expense. And this is what was imagined. A grand theater of 1,500 seats. A small theater of 1,000 seats. 2 theaters in our performing arts center. Rehearsal rooms for UIL events and for meetings. A large dance studio. And no buildings outside. And a beautiful art gallery.
Wow.
That could actually adopt an amazing, beautiful sign that Erasmo Castro owns. Why a performing arts center for BISD? Based on our current enrollment of students in fine arts programs, we need a facility. It's not we want one. No, we need one. And they know we need one. UIL and TMEA events, school concerts, musicals, plays, band, choir, everything. Our students could be serviced. Now, estimated savings to the district, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Because these are lowballing the amount of money that our students, our fine arts department have to pay in order to use other individuals' performing arts center. Now, Brownsville Independent School District was recognized as one of the 2014 best communities for music education in the United States. If there's one thing that makes Brownsville shine, BISD shine, it's its fine arts students. The amazing directors, like the band directors, the choir directors, our theater directors. Performing Arts Center could also be used for vendor fairs, administrative meetings, professional development training, new teacher in service, anything. Cultural, economic impact. Amazing. It's a revenue generating uses. We have a jazz festival. We have the Nutcracker. We have the Messiah, community concerts, everything. We could service the community to whereas the Performing Arts Center could, in time, pay for itself, Joe. Pay for itself. Project Festival implications. Back then, it was $50 million. Right now, it's probably in the upwards of 55. 55, because it wasn't built. Guys, the money was set aside. How was the money set aside, Joe?
How was the money set aside?
Yeah. Where did they get the money?
From our taxes.
From your taxes. That's why huh?
Do we know the amount of money collected since 2017? Do we know how much are in the coffers right now?
Don't know how much in the coffers because a lot of that money was spent on pet projects. And again, it's another special ed fiasco. You know, they're earmarked for special ed for fine arts, and then other groups or other pet projects benefit from it. Projected finance events and performing. Guys, look at this. All this. All these are some of our events that go on at the district. This is just some, guys.
Yeah.
This right here. on Morrison Street. We have the land, guys. You want to know how I know we have the land out there? Well, because I was a board member, right? But drive by and you'll see the little signs. BISD property. Have y'all seen those? BISD property out there? This is the property. The new Brownsville ISD Performing Arts Center was going to sit smack in the middle of that. And look at all that amazing parking. This is what it was going to look like. Isn't that amazing?
It's big. It's awesome.
Band, choir, choir dance, classrooms, 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 beautiful courtyard, art gallery, exhibition, the auditorium for 1,000 and the auditorium for 1,500. And let me tell you, Joe, one of the things that when I first started, this quest to get our performing arts center done, I had the idea. Well, maybe we could make a 5,000 seat performing arts center, a 2,500 seat, and my fine arts people, they said, Erasmo, come here. Y me pescaron de la oreja. They got me by the ear. And they said, Erasmo, no, 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 no.
Too big.
Too big. 5,000, 2,500 is not a performing arts center. That's an arena. It does not serve our purpose. And I said, oh. So I said, you know what, guys? I want y'all to come together with the interim fine arts director, Miss Kathleen Jimenez, who has passed away since. And she brought everyone together. And everyone was excited again because we resurrected the Performing Arts Center. We resurrected it. And guess who killed it again? Minerva, Philip, Prissy, Drew, Laura, and Little Eddie. They killed it again. In the words of Drew Brown, it's going to be in the back burner. In the back burner. You raised our taxes. The board raised our taxes back then. They raised our taxes. Build the Performing Arts Center. You promised. Fulfill the promise. But
It's very, it's very surprising that I would even say that there's more students in fine arts than in football. Obviously, 86% of the population of BISD could benefit from this. You would think that this would be a no-brainer, Joe. But then again, what's going on behind the scenes that the community doesn't know, that the board members don't want for us to know? Again, this would benefit the city of Brownsville tremendously. This would save BISD lots and lots of money. We heard how much TSC was charging for an event for our students. We would have to go to Harlingen, other Edinburgh, other cities to compete, to showcase our talents. When we could have something like this in our area, I think this would be a great asset to our city, our district, and our students. More than anything, would thrive in this atmosphere. In my opinion, this is something that they would motivate them even more to practice, to make sure that they rehearse, because they know that they're going to be on stage in front of a good amount of people. We have seen how, I think, the biggest auditorium or the biggest venue is Lopez with close to 700 seats. So just doubling that would be a great asset for our district.
Well, we need a performing arts center. Our city needs a performing arts center of this magnitude. Our district needs a performing arts center of this magnitude. And guys, it was promised. And you know what really upsets me, Joe, is that money was spent on this. Money was spent on this because these guys over here, this PBK company up here, they don't come cheap, bro. They don't come cheap. All the individuals that put all this together, it doesn't come cheap. We had personnel, fly around the state of Texas, to go look at other performing arts center. And again, it's good that they did, but it doesn't come cheap. So all that expense, all for naught. for naught. This is the entrance of the Performing Arts Center, BIZ Performing Arts Center, as promised by a board. Taxes were raised in order to build this. It needs to be built. It needs to be built. And I'm praying that the new board would highly consider fulfilling a promise that was made to our community, to our parents, to our staff, and to our students. The gallery. I could actually already see a place where my sign's going to be at. And look, that's how long ago it was promised. That is how long ago it was promised. La Pingüina must have been 20 years old.
Sure.
And, you know, according to the picture, she still looks the same. No, bitch it up. She looks like a pingüina. No, bitch it up. Guys, back then, it was promised. It should have been built. It didn't get built. And the reason it didn't get built was because Sylvia couldn't put all her ducks in line.
You know,
huh?
You know what would be really nice to see, Erasmo, is, I don't know, in a perfect world, number one, that's something that would be very beneficial to our students. Because like your statistics show there, I mean, anyone that's involved in education knows that UIL and sports, it's that cohesive glue that keeps our students in school. A lot of times when we have those students that are borderline, it's either UIL, band, theater, or sports that keeps them there because they stay in school for it, and then in the end they end up benefiting for it. So anyone that's been involved long enough in education knows that that's very important. So this is something that would be great for our kids. But you know that in CTE, we cover a lot of the areas that would be beneficial, like the architecture, which would be the design, the construction, which would be some of the internal stuff, the plumbing, the electrical, a lot of the things that would be going into that building. It would be nice to see that maybe some of our students help in the design of this project, and they get directly involved. Maybe not with the industrial or the big heavy part of the building, but once it comes into closing up the walls and maybe decorating, that it's our students. This would be something that's going to end up benefiting our students. That's for our students, and then by our students. I think that's something that would be really cool to see happen if somehow we can make that happen. Just a little something that they can carry with them forever. That I was part of that. I helped build that wall. I helped design that portion. I helped decorate that wing right next to Erasmo's wall, the one with the Brownsville sign.
Let me tell you, but it's you made it funny finally, guys. It's very indicative, Joe. It's very indicative of the waste, the wasteful spending that goes on, not only at the district, but at the city as well.
Mm-hmm.
Wasteful spending. Let's see. I don't forget each time our taxes are raised and wonder where it goes. Over promise and under delivered. 100%. Frankie, this pack will not only benefit BISD and its students, but benefit the city and its citizens tremendously. Imagine going to the theater on the weekends instead of movies, bars, malls. Yeah. And something else, Vale? Think of the influx of individuals coming in from South Padre Island, from Port Isabel, even from Los Fresnos. Because again, it should have been built 5 years ago. 5 years ago, it should have been built. One day we'll have our Fine Arts Center and unite all fine arts in one awesome building. We will. Good evening, my friends. Eating some steak and potatoes and watching my favorite podcast. Oh, at least you're not eating steak and lobster, bro. I agree with Frankie 100%. In the back burner yet, we paid for it already. This is not acceptable. Folks, wake up and vote in November. Let's bring reform for benefit of our students and community. Let's stop giving out money to the misuse for their benefit. We are not educated and literate like our current board views us. Your vote counts. Vote and make a difference in our community. Preach. It is sad to see, but it can be fixed, Oswell. It can be fixed. I promise you, it can be fixed. Um, it's just a very indicative of the wasteful spending that goes on. We talked about, PBK. We talked about all the individuals that spent countless hours putting all this stuff together, and that's something that happened with this sign, Joe. Something that happened with this sign. This sign, it's valued at $45,000. Just the sign is valued at $45,000. We paid for it, Joe, out of our taxes. And it was part of a marketing campaign that initiated, I believe, with BCIC, you know, to encourage business to come to Brownsville. It was part of a package that cost us somewhere in the realm of $150,000, Joe. $150,000. But this sign, I was told, $45,000. And
Damn.
Joe, guess who owns it, Joe?
Well, by the looks of it, you do.
You want to know? You want to know how much I paid for it, Joe?
I think I heard. I heard that portion of it. That was $100 sign, right?
$100.
Wow,
What a steal.
I
that's
paid.
awesome.
I paid $80. We paid $80. And again, thank you to Ed, my friend up in Austin. We paid $80 plus tax, $86. Which I still owe you $6. And $20 to be delivered from the Habitat for Humanity to his house. And thank you to Violet and Garzon, my beautiful friends, who brought the sign to us. And there's such beautiful people because, they were dropping off their son in San Antonio for school. And they said, Erasmo, we'll go pick it up for you. And they went from San Antonio to Austin just to pick up our sign. And so the total, I spent $100 on $45,000
That's awesome.
that actually belongs to all of us. But the city of Brownsville pissed away, got rid of, they threw it away. And, the reasoning why they did that was because they needed a new marketing campaign. So they spent another $150,000. And the sign that replaced this one, no le llega, is not as good looking as Erasmo sign. So, again, my hope is that after the Performing Arts Center is built, that the fine arts director will accept a gift, a donation. And I'm going to make another promise. I'm also going to donate to the gallery some of my expensive artwork that I've been able to collect throughout the time. Some. The only one I'm not letting go of is my Jim Morrison, Joel Brodsky lithograph. But I'm going to consider donating all the other art pieces so that everyone in the city of Brownsville totally appreciate art. And let me tell you, I've bought all my pieces for very, very little money. My Frederick Carter, I paid $5 for. My Joel Brodsky lithograph, I paid $7 for. My sister Gavi came and took one of my art pieces that's valued at $400, and I have another art piece at the house that's valued $4,000. But I'm willing to let go of most of those.
Could I have one?
No,
What the hell?
I'm willing to let go of those to our Performing Arts Center because the people of Brownsville deserve better things, Joe. Deserve great things. We deserve a lot better than has been dished our way. And for too long, for too long, they take away. They take away. Yeah, la pingüina. And we get screwed. Not to dampen the mood, but the new potential board members are still going to be married by immovable subjects and wear link in the current line up to the new current board members running for seats. Remember when everyone was salivating when the fairy soup was nominated and took now salió caro? He's a human leech. Yeah, all the way. Thank you, Daniel. Love you. What if they give you donated sign and art to another thrift store? You should put a clause like that. Yeah, the clause is going to be if they ever want to get rid of it, it comes back to Papa Erasmo. Because I don't ever want any of our art, our history, and our culture at a thrift store in Austin. Joe, we deserve better than that, Joe. Don't you think?
I do absolutely, and I'm gonna add to that. And I'm sorry, Erasmo, but I'm a diehard advocate of our kids. I think our kids are amazing and very talented, and I'd like to say that I've worked with some kids in the last few years that could actually design that sign behind you. That I mean, we have kids in our
Yes.
classes that actually can do that kind of work, and I wish that our city and our county and even our district would reach out to our kids and have them, showcase their talents and what they're learning because our kids are awesome. If given a little bit an opportunity, I mean, our kids are amazing. They can do that kind of stuff, and not for $150,000. They can do this kind of stuff, and some of these kids do it just to raise money in their fundraisers for their clubs.
Well, you know what? You know what, Joe? I mean, this marketing campaign, $150,000. The one that's now $150,000. The previous one that I know of, that little logo crap. You remember the logo crap? Another $150,000. You're talking about $500,000. How many scholarships, Joe, could we have given our amazing students with $500,000 of our tax dollars instead of giving it to a compadre who does marketing up there in Austin, Texas? You know, that's the type of vision that we need. Luis, actually, this Luis, is not the sign. This is a green screen. It's a green screen. But Luis, I have the sign right there, and I'd show it to you, but then I'd have to shoot you. No, the sign is right there, Luis, and it's right in the front. It's just too big for me to place. So this is a green screen. So yes, it can be made into a virtual background. A friend of mine is going to come over and take a professional picture of it. So I will send to anyone who wants it. Because this, you could tell where, this part gets cut off a little bit because that's that wall over there. And acá está el piso. A friend is going to take a professional picture of it. And yeah, I'll send it out to anyone who wants to use it as a virtual background. I love it, man. And I want people to come and take pictures with it. And a lot of people have already come. I want you to continue to do that. This is Brownsville, man. And again, we're bringing Brownsville back to the people, Joe. It's something that I hope we can do this November, Joe. And something that I hope we can do in March, man. Because we need to change the city, bro.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Loan to a museum. Anyone that wants to borrow the sign, well, not everyone. No se lo voy a prestar a Panchita allá, Panchita que está allá para la Milpa Verde, o a Cleófila que está acá por la Stagecoach. No. But if a museum wants to, have the sign at their place for a month, anyone, a theater, something, that's fine. I will loan it. Donating art to Brownsville is great. Yes. And let me tell you, I have a lot of amazing pieces. So sorry, unable to focus on your show tonight. I'm still working on getting ready for tomorrow and taking calls from parents and state I'm tired. And that's a lot of our teachers are going through exactly the same. Remember that 150 Ignite Brownsville logo with 5 crayon markers? And you know what's even funnier, Jaime? And that I actually on PowerPoint did that same logo on PowerPoint. And I could have done it for $15 instead of $150, $150,000. Schools should provide for every single student education funds like laptops and tablets and books, and they can keep getting the education they need during the whole pandemic. And teachers should get more help than they do now. Yes, they should. But the school has been good by providing some material, but you're right. We need more. What's your number, Erasmo? My phone number? Love you, Benjamin. You'd show it to us, but then you might show us that you're in shorts again. No, I'm actually in pants. But what I just did, I took off my shoes and my socks and traigo chanclas. But yeah, Luis, let me know as a friend of mine is coming to take a professional picture of the sign. Anyone that wants it for a background, I'm willing to make sure that you have an awesome picture for your background. Where was the sign located at before? At the Visitors Information Center on Frontage and 802. Count me in the virtual. You got it. It's amazing. It's us, folks. It's us. I want a copy of the professional pic of the artwork. Yes. Yes, I will do that. What partisan palace is Frank reporting from? Somewhere in Paris, I think.
Buckingham Palace.
Oh, Buckingham Palace. You know, I guess he starts to think that he's like my opponent that could take a weekend trip to Poland and to Austria. Make Brownsville great again. Preach. You're looking great, Joe. Yeah,
Thank you.
I'll take a virtual background. Yes. Great idea. I'm glad I thought of it. Or Luis, one of the two. Where was the sign located before heading to Austin? Visitors Information Center on 802 in Frontage. Hey guys, ¿cómo están? Doing good, Manny. Good to see you. Alibaba website can sell loads of tablets cheap. Oh, God, please, no more cheap tablets. We paid for an art center that we never got yet. Our board paid for a disinfecting machine that doesn't even work. It's true. We are paying for lawyers to protect the corrupt board members. Wake up, Brownsville. The board is currently active. Needs to go. Good to see you're healthy, Coach.
Thank you.
Everyone smile. Photo para Facebook. Smile, Joe.
What?
Smile, damn it.
That's as much as I can smile.
Good night. Calling it quits. Getting my sons ready for tomorrow. First day. Hey, God bless you. Stay safe. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Hasta mañana. Joe, last words.
Just thanks again, Erasmo, for the invitation. And I'd like to thank everybody that's continued to send me prayers and good vibes. Keep them coming, guys. Really, really appreciate it. And just let you know, since I've been here, I've had at least 7 parents call me. I have 3 of them waiting for me because I promised I was going to help them get organized for tomorrow. Wow. And my laptop is at 2%, guys. So I got to go. Thank you very much. Good night to everybody. And thanks again for the invitation.
Thank you, Joe. God bless you. And stay strong, bud.
Appreciate it.
Frank, last words.
Tomorrow is the start of the 2020-2021 school year. Again, we ask the parents to be patient with our teachers. We just heard, Barbosa saying they're still working it. Joe had to leave to take some phone calls from some parents, try to get them organized. Our teachers are going through a lot. I know you all are working tirelessly, hours trying to upload the lesson plans, assignments, trying to figure out the different online platforms. You're navigating through uncharted waters. This is something that we haven't experienced. But I want you to know that we support you. This board does not support you. We have seen time and time again how they have not had your best interest, our best interest as a community in their minds, in their hearts. The number one priority for board members is to listen to the concerns of our community, of our staff, of our students, and be vocal about it. That's very important. This election is going to be one like no other, guys. It is very important for us to go out and vote. Teachers, we know that you will go out and vote. You do not deserve to be treated this way. We know this year is going to be extremely hard, but I am confident that you will go far and beyond to make sure that every student has every possible chance to be successful. I'm thankful. I'm confident in each and every one of you. I can't wait for tomorrow. I know it's going to be a little hectic. It's going to be nerve-wracking, but I'm confident. I'm confident in y'all because you do this year in and year out. You make sure that every student achieves success. Thank you so much. We'll be praying for you. We'll be praying for nothing but the best for this upcoming 4 weeks. We'll see how it goes. I can't wait to listen and hear from our community as parents, as teachers, as paraprofessionals, just to see how this first week of instruction went for everybody. Together, guys, either if you're a parent, if you're an employee with the district, let's work together. Let's ease the burden off the teachers during these difficult times. It is only like that that we'll be able to work together for the betterment of our students and of our district. Thank you so much, guys. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Erasmo Castro, YouTube, Facebook. You guys have a good night.
Sandra, it's very simple. We'll discuss it in the next couple of months. But we just got to bring awareness. Bring awareness, and make sure that everyone that and everyone that they know are coming out to vote. And I appreciate your wanting to be a part of it. We need more people to be a part of it. So thank you, Sandra. Guys, we have to be good stewards of everything that has been entrusted to us: our tax dollars, our art, our culture. We also have to be a good stewards in regards to the promises that were made to our community. So again, guys, it depends on us. We need to unite to hold individuals accountable for everything that we need to come back our way. It's really cool that you guys take the time to talk to people. I haven't seen other politicians doing that. Congratulations, guys. Thank you, Benjamin. Love you. Was Carlos here? Carlos was supposed to come on, but again, they were having issues with his internet back at home. And that happens, guys. That is one of the reasons why we're going to insist tomorrow that we actually start, distance learning, remote learning. Please be patient with everyone out there. It's not your teacher's fault. It's not the principal's fault. It's not anyone's fault. It's a big load that was placed on them by incompetent individuals. So, guys, again, if anyone is out there is in need, 1240 East Madison, Daniel. If anyone out there is in need in regards to food products or to to medicine, please go out there and provide them for me. I'm still not feeling completely 100% well, still under the weather, but I will be here tomorrow 9 o'clock in the morning, Lord willing. Si amanezco, if I can pass the night without producing a fever, I think I'm going to be okay. So thank you again for everyone that has sent well wishes and prayers and blessings. Guys, stay safe, be good to each other, and please, please be good to me.